Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this video chat. I said the likeness between the two ladies there, just on over your shoulder, is like you can tell who we're speaking to this morning. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, this is a kind of intimate moment here with Poich and Rhiannon. Yes.
We'll speak to Bethan and Rhys now about those two main lead parts. Bethan, I'd like to come to you first, and can you tell us a little bit more about Rhiannon? You know, this is a character who goes through a journey, or is going to go through a journey in this film, but a very strong character, and she comes up against a lot of prejudices and a lot of things, doesn't she?
Yeah, oh, big time. I think what I found interesting about Sarah's script was, well, obviously they've chosen to call it Rhiannon and make her the main protagonist, but what she actually goes, she's very modern. She's very modern in a world that won't let anyone be modern, which we actually come across loads in literature and, you know, in real life. Women very, very constrained by being a woman. And it's interesting because she's like a goddess, she's other, and then she's shoved into, well, she chooses to enter a world where they don't understand her. And so she has that prejudice as well. So she faces these huge struggles of not really being able to do anything, and she deals with it with a lot of grace, but lots of them as well.
I mean, this is a kind of like, we're going back to a time when, yes, women were up against a lot because it was the man, wasn't it? It was the king, it was the prince, so it's taken a totally different take on it, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And I think she's very forthright. She's like, she does, as Sarah said, she goes after the man, which wasn't done, and goes against her father, which also wasn't done. So there is a lot of, obviously it's not just about her being a woman, but it is a huge part, because I think her actions are extra. They're more brave because of the time constraints, because of her gender. It's braver for her to do what she does. Yeah.
And Rhys, we'll talk to you about the obviously the male lead in this, and the prince. Tell us a little bit more about him, and also about your personal involvement, because obviously you've actually loved these stories since you were a kid. So it must be lovely to be actually going to be in a film where you're playing the lead.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a complete dream, really, to play a character that, you know, I grew up hearing about and reading about in my youth. And yeah, Poich is the Prince of Dyfed, so he's the prince of one of the largest kingdoms in all of Wales. And his name Poich actually means patience, but that's something of an ironic name, because he's blighted throughout the story and throughout his life by making some really quick and really pretty stupid decisions, really. But in this particular part of the story, he goes to a mound, and he's told that either he's going to receive a really good beating, or he's going to have something magical happen to him. And of course, what happens is this vision on a white horse rides past, and he has to meet her. He has to find out who she is. But it's such a great part of the story, because, you know, the harder he chases her, the further away she's able to get from him. It's a really beautiful part, a magical part of the story, that the harder he rides, the further away she goes. And I think it's a really great story to talk about in today's day and age, because no spoilers, but yeah, he has to find another way, essentially, to woo, or to actually speak to this goddess that he's chasing. And yeah, I think there's a really good lesson in that. And as you talked about my personal connection, yeah, I'm from Dyfed. I'm from that neck of the woods, and, you know, I think it's always been my dream to play the Prince of Dyfed.